Hello, my dear friend. Welcome back or welcome for the very first time. Let me ask you something gently. Have you ever walked into a room in your house and felt a quiet weight in the air? Not because something's wrong, but because there's simply too much, too many stacks, too many, I'll get to that later, too many memories sitting on shelves gathering dust instead of being lived with joy. If your home has held you for many seasons of life, raising kids, saying goodbye to loved ones, welcoming grandchildren, starting over, it deserves something in return. Not more stuff, but more space. Today, I want to invite you into a new way of seeing your home, not through the lens of what you're letting go of, but through what you're making room for. Room to move freely, room to sit and breathe deeply, room for the life that still wants to unfold right here in this next beautiful chapter. This isn't about throwing things away. It's about releasing the weight you no longer need to carry. Not because it doesn't matter, but because you matter more. So let's take this step together, gently and practically. I'm going to share 10 genius ways to uncover hidden storage in your home without buying more furniture, without any overwhelm, and always with kindness. Because this isn't just about organizing your space. It's about coming home to yourself again. Let's begin. Let's start today, not by decluttering, but by reimagining. Picture this. It's a calm Sunday morning. Sunlight is spilling through the curtains. There's a gentle breeze coming in through an open window. And you're walking through your home, not with a heavy heart, but with a quiet mission. This time, you're not cleaning, you're curating. Imagine just for a moment that your home is about to become your sanctuary for the next chapter of your life, lighter, freer, and more aligned with who you are today. Not the busy home you needed when the kids were growing up, not the storage space for hobbies long gone, but a home that reflects the you that wakes up every morning right now. As you move from room to room, ask yourself, if I were designing this space from scratch, would I include this item? Would this knick-knack on the shelf be chosen again? Would that heavy dresser that's awkward to open be part of your dream setup? Would those holiday plates that haven't seen daylight since 2004 be taking up this much space? This isn't about pretending to move. It's about releasing the obligation to keep things just because they've always been there. It's about replacing, I've had this forever with, I still love this today. And here's where the heart of this shift happens. Instead of asking, what should I get rid of? Ask this, what do I want to feel when I'm here? When you walk into your bedroom, do you want to feel calm and restored? Then what's stealing that peace by piles of clothes, furniture you never use, drawers full of someday? When you sit in your living room, do you want to feel connected, relaxed, maybe even inspired? Then maybe it's time to remove the outdated pieces that speak to a version of you that no longer fits. This is your chance to edit your space like an artist, not to erase your memories, but to frame them more beautifully, to choose with intention, to let go without guilt, because clarity isn't just found on empty shelves. It's found in the confidence of saying, this belongs, this still supports me, this still brings me joy. So today, start with one room. Walk slowly. Let your home speak. And listen not for what it used to be, but for what it wants to become. Let's play a little game of perspective. Imagine you just hired a professional organizer. The first thing they do, they walk into your home, look around, and then they look up. Then down, then behind things, and then they smile because they see what most of us miss. They don't just see clutter. They see potential, hidden storage spaces, untapped, unnoticed, and full of possibilities. Here's the truth. Your home is full of space you've never truly claimed. I call it your home's hidden real estate. Not square footage, not floor plans, but forgotten inches, above, below, and behind. Let's start with the ceiling. Not the whole ceiling, just the space right above doorways and windows. Add a single floating shelf here, and suddenly you have room for books, seasonal decor, photo boxes, without crowding anything below. Now scan your walls. Could the wall behind your bathroom door hold a towel rack? Could the inside of your pantry door hold a pocket organizer for snacks, packets, or even batteries? How about the space under the sink? Could you add stackable trays or tension rods for hanging spray bottles? And then take a look down. What's under your bed? If it's just collecting dust, it's time to slide in flat bins for extra sheets, wrapping paper, or keepsakes. Don't forget under the sofa, under the guest bed, even under large chairs with taller legs. These are prime places to store rarely used but still needed items. Let's go one layer deeper. Look at your furniture itself. The unused sides of dressers, nightstands, or kitchen cabinets, these can become command centers. Add a file pocket, hook rack, or narrow shelf, and suddenly you've created more function without taking up more room. I once heard a woman say, "I thought I needed more shelves. Turns out, I just needed to see my walls differently." So before you buy another bin or add another cabinet, pause. Walk your home like an architect. Ask yourself not, "Where's the mess?" but rather, "Where's the space waiting to be discovered?" Your home may be full, but it's not finished. There are corners that want to support you, walls that are ready to carry your load, floors that can help you breathe again. You just need to look with new eyes. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Clutter doesn't usually come from what we bring in. It comes from what we don't let go of. And that's why this tiny habit, one in, one out, can become the quiet rhythm that transforms your home over time. Here's how it works. Every time you bring something new into your life, a cozy sweater, a fresh pair of shoes, a kitchen tool you're excited to try, you let something else go. One in, one out. That's it. But to truly shift the energy in your space, I want you to take this habit and make it visible. Make it feel real. Start by creating something I call a letting go corner. Maybe it's a woven basket by your front closet. Maybe it's a drawer in the hallway or a soft bin tucked by your bedroom door. It's not a trash bin, it's a transition space, a pause before goodbye. Each time you place something there, you're not discarding, you're honoring. You're saying, "Thank you for serving me." You're acknowledging that what once had purpose no longer fits your life, and that's okay. Now take it one step further. Print a small chart or calendar and put it somewhere visible. Maybe tape it inside your closet door. Give yourself tiny, joyful goals. 5 things this week. A bag by Sunday, a drawer before your next cup of tea, and after each item leaves, take a moment to notice what's changed, not in your space, but in your breath, your shoulders, your mood, because this isn't about organization. This is about liberation. And here's the magic of the visual habit. It gives you something to be proud of, not a perfect home, but a peaceful one, not an empty shelf, but a clearer mind. Every item you release is not just leaving your home. It's making space for something more important to arrive. Ease, clarity, dignity, peace. So the next time you bring something in, pause, gently touch it, then turn to your letting go corner, smile, and whisper to an old item, "You've done enough." This is how elegant homes are maintained, not by holding on, but by learning when to release. Let me ask you something tender. How does your home greet you when you walk through the door? Not in theory, but in truth. What's the first thing your eyes land on? Is it a floor cluttered with shoes, a mountain of unopened mail? Or is it an entryway that gently whispers, "Welcome back"? The entrance to your home holds quiet power. It's more than just a functional zone. It's an emotional handoff between the outside world and your inner peace. And yet, It's often where clutter gathers first and lingers longest. But here's the good news. This is also one of the easiest spaces to transform, and you don't need a big budget or a big renovation. What you need is intention. Start by thinking of your entryway as a transition space for energy, a place where the stress of the day can drop off its weight and your body can shift into comfort. Create a few simple rituals built right into the design of the space. Begin with a shoe solution, a low-profile rack, a wide basket, or even a few labeled trays under a bench. Let your shoes land neatly, not scattered. It instantly reduces visual stress and improves safety. Add a hook system for everyday items: purse, dog leash, keys. If you use it daily, give it a home right by the door. Now for the most overlooked clutter culprit: paper, envelopes, flyers, coupons, bills. Instead of letting them sprawl across counters, use a 2-slot inbox labeled "to sort" and "to shred." This small step creates order before chaos can even begin. Then bring in softness. Light a lamp with warm glow. Place a little vase with dried flowers or eucalyptus. Add a photo or quote that settles your soul. Think spa energy, but simpler. Here's a beautiful example. A woman named Marianne, age 74, sent me a photo of her new entry nook: a bench, a woven rug, a small framed quote, "Come in, let go." She said it changed how she walked into her home and how she felt about her life. That's the magic here. This space isn't about style, it's about support. So ask yourself, what do I want to feel when I enter this home? And what needs to change so that feeling shows up first? Let your home greet you with grace, not with clutter. Because every time you return, you deserve to feel welcomed not by noise, but by peace. Here's a truth we rarely talk about. Clutter doesn't always look like piles. Sometimes clutter is invisible, hidden inside drawers, packed away in bins, tucked into corners we avoid. And that's why one of the most powerful shifts you can make in your home is switching to clear storage. Now, I know it sounds basic, but here's why it works. When you can see what you own, you reconnect with it. It becomes familiar again. It becomes useful. It becomes a part of your intentional life, not just the forgotten mess hiding behind lids and doors. Start in the easiest place, your closets. Swap opaque bins for clear ones, especially for accessories, seasonal items, or little used gear. Suddenly, you don't have to open 5 boxes to find that one scarf or charger. You just look and know. Bring the concept into your bedroom drawers. Clear trays or organizers that divide hand creams from cables, journals from headphones. No more rummaging, just calm visibility. In the kitchen, use clear containers for snacks, spices, or bulk ingredients. Label them simply, by hand. A strip of masking tape, a Sharpie. You don't need Pinterest-worthy perfection. You just need clarity. And this is key. When you write the label, your brain registers that it matters. It's not just storage, it's a decision. It's a signal to your future self. This has a place. One woman, Denise, told me she labeled all her linen closet bins by hand: towels, guest sheets, tablecloths, and it changed how she saw herself. She said, "I felt competent again, not overwhelmed, not behind, just back in charge." Because this isn't about being tidy. It's about being reconnected. Clear bins don't just organize your home. They organize your mind. They calm your nervous system. They reduce decisions and spark confidence. And the best part? You don't need more space. You just need to use it with vision. So if there's a drawer you dread opening or a shelf that feels like mystery storage, replace it with something you can see. And suddenly, what was forgotten becomes familiar. What was messy becomes meaningful. When you can see what you own, You remember who you are, not scattered, not hiding, but present, intentional, whole. Every home has them. Those items we don't quite know what to do with. Not trash, not treasure, just quietly waiting. But maybe they're not waiting to be tossed. Maybe they're waiting to be reimagined. Repurposing isn't just about being practical, it's a deeply emotional act. It says, I see your story. Let's write a new chapter together. Take a moment to think. What's sitting in a drawer, unused but not unloved? Maybe it's an old cookie tin, once filled with holiday treats. With a little imagination, it becomes a charming seed box for your spring garden, ready to be passed to a grandchild with a packet of marigolds in a memory. Or a vintage picture frame, glass long gone, corners chipped. Hang it in your hallway and clip inside rotating family notes or affirmations. Suddenly, it's not broken. It's beloved. I once met a woman named Eileen who turned her late husband's fishing tackle box into a sewing kit. He was always fixing things, she said with a smile. Now so am I. These little acts of renewal bring warmth into our homes, not just through decor, but through meaning. And they become more powerful when they're shared. Involve your family. Invite your grandkids over for a repurpose afternoon. Give them a stack of maybe items and ask, what could this be now? Let their creativity guide you. And let those afternoons become rituals. Because every item in your home, like every season of your life, carries the power to begin again, to shift purpose, to offer something new. So the next time you pick something up and wonder, should I let this go? Pause, tilt your head, ask instead, what could you become if I gave you one more chance? Every item deserves a second chance. So do we. Imagine this. It's the end of the day, the sun's down, the house is quiet, and instead of collapsing into bed with the weight of 100 unfinished things, you light a lamp, press play on soft music, and give your home and your mind a chance to exhale. This is the 10-minute ritual, and it's not about cleaning. It's about coming home to stillness. Each night, choose just one spot, your nightstand, the kitchen drawer, a bookshelf corner that's been bothering you. That's your focus. No big overhaul, no pressure, just presence. Put on a playlist that calms you. Light a candle with scent you love. Then begin. Sort one drawer. Let go of 5 papers. Refold 1 stack of towels. That's enough. Why? Because what you're doing isn't just tidying. You're telling your home, I see you, I care for you, thank you for holding me today. You're also telling yourself, I am not behind, I'm in motion, I'm tending, not rushing. This gentle practice builds momentum, not the frantic kind, the soulful kind. It's the opposite of hustle. It's healing. One viewer, Joan, 68, said her nightly decluttering routine gave her something she didn't expect. Emotional closure. After a day of giving to everyone else, those 10 minutes are mine. They tell me I'm allowed to reset. So tonight, instead of scrolling, reset. Pick a spot, set the tone, and let your home slowly come back into balance, one tender minute at a time. Because peace doesn't come from perfection, it comes from presence, repeated, gently, until your space begins to whisper, all is well now. There's a quiet dignity in designing your home to meet you exactly where you are, not where you used to be. Yet so often, we force our bodies to keep up with habits formed decades ago. We stretch high, we stoop low, we balance on chairs, not because we want to, but because that's where we put things 20 years ago and never moved them. But what if your home adapted to you instead? Begin by asking this, what do I reach for every single day? Then ask, why isn't it within easy reach? Coffee mugs, vitamins, favorite pans, move them between waist and shoulder height. That's your safe zone. No climbing, no crouching, just ease. In the kitchen, install pull-out drawers for heavy items. Add a small turntable for oils and spices so nothing gets lost behind a bottle. Stick a motion light under the sink or inside the closet. It turns on with a wave and lights up what matters. It's not about convenience. It's about honoring how you live now. One woman wrote to me, "I finally moved my mixing bowls to a middle drawer. And you know what? I started baking again. It wasn't the bowl. It was the effort to reach it that had made me stop." Your energy is precious. Your movements matter. So instead of working around your home, let it work gently around you. A safe home is a self-loving home. You are the keeper of a lifetime, and tucked inside drawers and boxes are pieces of that life. A postcard from a friend who's now gone, a handwritten grocery list in your mother's curling script, a wrinkled photo with faces you still dream of. These things matter, but they don't need to fill your shelves to stay close to your heart. This is where digital freedom comes in. Not to erase your memories, but to hold them safely, gently, and forever. Start with one memory at a time. Take a photo of your wedding invitation. Scan your father's fishing license. Snap a picture of the pressed flower from your garden journal. Let your phone or tablet become a time capsule, organized into albums like Letters I Love, Family Recipes, Moments That Still Make Me Smile. Feeling inspired? Use free tools to turn those folders into printed books once a year. Call them Seasons of Us, one for every chapter, not crammed in a dusty bin, but beautifully curated, ready to be passed down. Your story doesn't disappear just because you make space. In fact, it becomes clearer. And here's the real gift. When memories move from the physical to the digital, you don't just gain storage, you gain lightness. You gain room to live now. Because the people you love, the stories you've lived, they don't need a box to stay real. They live in you. And with a screen and a soft touch, they live on accessible, cherished, and beautifully alive. Sometimes it's not the clutter that feels heavy. It's the memories attached to it. And that's why this isn't a task to carry alone. Call someone you love, not to rush through cleaning, but to share the story behind that recipe card, that broken clock, that dusty collection of postcards from long ago. Set up a video call, open a box together, and let the memories pour out. One woman told me she and her daughter now do Declutter Sundays over Zoom. They hold up old items, share a memory, and gently decide what stays, what goes, and what gets passed on. Try a light 30-day challenge, not to prove anything, but to feel connected. One object a day, one memory honored, one breath of space created. Because sometimes what you uncover isn't just a forgotten item, it's a piece of your shared story. And in the middle of it all, you'll realize the most sacred kind of letting go is the kind we do together. You haven't just cleared a shelf, you've made space for new mornings, peaceful nights, and the joy of seeing your home reflect who you are today. Decluttering isn't about less. It's about living with more meaning, more presence, and more light. So if something in this video gave your heart a little nudge or your home a breath of fresh air, leave a comment, share it with a friend, and subscribe for gentle inspiration every week. Because clarity isn't just about your space. It's about your life. And it starts with one drawer, one choice, one step toward peace.